Waiting on a picture. Says we have an excellent connection. There's the picture. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Wednesday. Wait, it's Wednesday, right?
It is.
It's Wednesday. Welcome to Wednesday, friends. We have Macy's Bracelets is here and says hi. And Bethany says hi. And Bread says hi. And Bloom says hi. And Charcoal Studio, Megabyte 2.
Hello, everybody.
Chowder, Kira, Patrick, and Elvis Presley. That's pretty funny. And now we have a bunch of other friends coming in. Hold on.
How is everybody doing?
How you guys doing today, huh? Tell us a story.
It has been a while since I did watercolors.
It has been quite a while. Autumn Rain says, I hope you slept well and today will be an awesome day for you both. Oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Love from Nepal. Hi from the Netherlands.
Hello, hello.
Waffled Warrior says evening.
Good evening.
NCA Studios Film says greetings.
Greetings.
Devin Smith says good morning, Scott and Donna. Been a while, so glad to hear y'all again.
Good to see you.
Happy you're back. Hey there, finally making it to a stream. Yes, that's Cognitive Dissonance.
Hello, hello.
Good night, Hobbit Hole. Hello from Norway. Beautiful drawing. Let's see. Glad you're alive. Hello from the UK.
Hello, hello.
Frankie Roth is finally not sick. Oh,
hey,
good. That took
good.
you a long time to feel better. Selma's doing all right, though it's very gray and cold in Stockholm today. Caitlin is currently sewing up
warm.
a knitted bag. Gail is here and says, good morning, Wacky Watercolor Wednesday. I'm looking forward to see how the Loish-inspired piece turns out today. I adore her work.
Well, so if any of you remember, this was actually someone made, they were actually selling, I don't know who would pay for it, AI generated art based off of what looked like Loish's work. And so I thought, well, I liked the big eyes and I thought I would try it. So this is actually art based off of AI based off of, not art based off of, but inspired by.
There's the good word.
Yeah. Because I'll get inspiration from anything. I don't care. All right, ready for a blow dryer?
Oh, no, but I will be. Okay, go ahead. Oh. Love back at you to Finland. Anne Marie is here. And Ellen is here. There's a video on where Scott gets his photo reference from between brushes. There is a whole video on that. And there's actually some photo reference that you can download off on our website.
I'm wearing wrong glasses.
Oh, you need the ones for up close.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, we're getting old. We need glasses for special things. Hi from Chicago.
Hello.
Good morning. Just in time for Watercolor Wednesday. How are you liking the paper with the watercolor so far? Good question.
It is so far so good. I think I was a little worried about how the pen was going to be, but the pen actually did pretty good. So that made me feel better. But right now it is, the watercolor isn't as, we'll say, playful as it can be. And sometimes that's just, that one particular sheet of paper. Other times it's the brand.
Do you think it's because you're inside the cover?
It could be. I mean, there's so many factors, but it's just I've had really good luck. There was actually I think the most fun that I had with watercolor was Canson had that aquarelle paper that they don't make anymore, and it was comparable to Arches, and that was really nice. So you just don't know. Some it's a lot of what this is feel. It's just feel. You're like, this feels nice. I like and this doesn't feel bad at all. It's not as bad as the Arches, that hot press paper that I was using for the Centaur and
yeah, that one made you unhappy.
Dragon. Yeah, it wasn't very nice.
You worked it a lot, though.
I did. I had a lot of erasing.
You did.
Blow dryer.
Okay, hold on. Go ahead. Oh, the blow dryer doesn't bother me, Anne-Marie. It does not bother me. I can tune things out easier than a lot of people. We say blow dryer because there are a lot of our friends here who are sensitive to loud sounds. So we mute the blow dryer for everybody.
Okay, so this is good. So see how, that was all one layer, right? Mm-hmm. But do you see how it's darker here and it slowly starts to kind of fade and you can see some texture here?
Yeah.
That's what you're looking for when you have watercolor paper. You want it to add a little more than just leaving the paint where you put it. Okay. You want it to kind of just have some random textures and stuff.
Gotcha. That's what we're looking for.
That's what we're looking for.
Did I tell you that Anne-Marie and Ellen were here?
Hi, Anne-Marie and Ellen.
And Kieran's here and Tracy's here.
Hello, Kieran and Tracy.
Let's see. And we have a hello from Lithuania.
Hello, Lithuania.
There's a video on eyes. In the
I just made a video. No, it's under videos.
Right. Okay.
I'm making videos now for all of you who didn't know. I am making
longer form
videos. I am gonna move away from the shorts.
Mm-hmm. This is a cold press paper, not hot press paper.
Yeah, the hot press was hot press is smoother, and so I like to do gouache. So hot press was this one, which I did last week.
Let's see. There are always mistakes in every piece that Scott does.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not being snarky. I'm just saying that there's always...
My art is 75% mistakes.
No, I wouldn't say 75%.
Okay, so I've got two different pinks. One is very saturated.
Oh, speaking of... yeah, he loves it when you guys do art like his and copy his pieces and things like that.
Oh, yeah,
He scanned this in. I forgot to mention that. Nixia had asked the other day if he was going to scan it in for all of you. And so he scanned it in. And so we'll have a coloring page up for you guys on the website. So you can check that out. And you should probably, if you're going to, Anju, ask Bethany questions about oils. Be specific, because that's a very general question. Ask her something specific about oils so she can answer you. And also, you should subscribe to her channel because she's got a lot of really good content about oil painting over there.
Let me blow dry again.
Okay. There are some books on the website. Go ahead. I muted you. Sorry. That you can check out that he recommends. The book that he did before this was all about gouache. So you can check that out, and that should give you some ideas about gouache painting. This is sort of an amalgamation painting of
I'm sorry?
Reference that he's found. People
Oh,
like
yeah.
where do you
No,
come up with
this
your
is
ideas?
so this particular one was based off of an AI generated set of images that someone was it looked like something like Lowish would do, but it was just essentially I was like, oh, I like the big eyes. I don't really draw in this style. Let me just do that. I just needed something to kind of copy, and so that's essentially when I say I needed something to copy.
You needed an inspiration.
I mean, to draw something original every single day is a lot. I have ideas from time to time, like the Dragon and Centaur or the Gothic Vampire. Those are bigger pieces where I go, I want to do this, and I find the reference and I do that and whatever. And then there's like, I've got to draw something today. So I've got a ton of photographs of people and other people's artwork and whatever, and sometimes I'll just do that just for fun. And that's all this is I'm not selling this piece of art, I'm not claiming it to be very original. I'll show you the CGI or not CGI,
Reference photo?
this is the photo. Let me see if I can zoom it out. And it's just AI art. That's all it is, But I was like, oh, I like this. I'll just do that. And so I essentially just took pieces of that and used that for my general shapes and whatnot.
And right now you're painting in the...
Oh, this is the Etchr Labs Perfect Sketchbook. This is the cold press
There
one.
we go. Thank you very much. That's what I was going with all of that. Appreciate it. The pens that he uses are the zebra brush pens. We get them from jetpens.com.
Oh, I got to blow dry one more. So.
Okay. Guys, if you're asking for tips, that is not a specific question. Give me a specific question.
Also, I don't know if Donna mentioned, but we are going to be leaving a little early today.
Yeah.
Because just doctor's appointments. Nothing, big. Just a...
Nobody's dying. It's a checkup.
Just a checkup, But it was just that was the only time we can get, and so we are going to leave a little early.
Yeah. Okay. It is not necessary to have a blow dryer when you're working on watercolor, is it, honey?
No. The reason why I like blow dryer is two reasons. One, I just don't want to wait for paint to dry, and two, I like to do layers. So I want the previous layer to be perfectly dry. If you notice, the purples aren't blending in with the pinks; they're layering on top, and that's what I'm looking for. Is I liked having that layering.
Okay, he did 30 days of national animals. That would be a great place to look for some information on cats and fur and basically animals in general like that. Hi, Saroja.
Hey, Saroja.
I am currently making a beheaded dragon, but I'm stuck on how to make it less scary while keeping it realistic.
Oh.
Also, how to draw the eye of a dead dragon. Don't you put the little X across the eyes when they're dead?
Yeah. Sometimes I've seen people do that with the eyes rolling back a little bit. But yeah, that's tough. It's not like there's photo reference or something like that,
Yeah. Why are you moving away from shorts? I thought that was what YouTube is driving all creators to make, mostly or exhaustively short. Mind you, I love Scott's longer videos.
I'm moving away from shorts mainly because they're not paying me anything. They pay me 10 cents for every 1,000 videos or shorts, and they are pushing them out to millions. I'm getting 30, 40, 50, 60, 80 million views a month. And I'm not really getting hardly anything, and I feel like it's not an equitable transaction between me and YouTube, and they're getting a ton of content from me, and paying me next to nothing. And so if I'm going to make content, I would rather do a 3-minute video and get paid 25 times more than what they're paying me for the shorts. And so that's really all it is. It's just not...
it's not sustainable for us.
It's not sustainable, yeah. I mean, if I'm doing this full time, then I need to be able to survive on it and be able to feed my family and and whatnot. So that's the main reason why I'm doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, the coloring page is not up yet because he just scanned it this morning.
I hadn't worked on it on Monday or Tuesday because if you remember, I wasn't done with it. And so I went in and this morning around 8 o'clock, I finished up the hair and I did the stenciling in the background and the line and everything. And so I literally scanned it in at 8:55. Yeah.
We had him very busy yesterday and he was also making a video in between signing posters and us getting everything shipped out for you guys. So he's been busy. So it'll be up there at some point today.
Okay.
There are videos on drawing faces and proportions and everything else. Just look at those in the channel. He's not going to make a video using a palette knife. Bethany Primrose, however, has made a video using palette knives. So I would direct you to her channel for that. Gail wants to know if we'll be seeing a video on your recent trip to the zoo soon, or have you not gone yet?
Oh, yeah, I do have to make that video.
Yep,
we did do a trip to the zoo for the puppy bowl.
Oh, God.
And but I have to make the art for it because really the puppy was just sitting in my lap and there was no way I could get any drawing done. So
yeah, the puppy was sitting in your lap and then the puppy snuggled with me and then we almost came home with a puppy. Oh, it was bad.
So here's the thing. If I was to use the Doc Martens concentrated watercolor,
please don't hold those over the painting anymore.
If I do it now, then anytime any water touches it, the watercolor is going to bleed. But if I use the ink, it will be permanent. And I don't have to worry about that. So I think I'm going to do that.
You're just going to... Wow.
It's not as light as I would like it to be, but...
This is just the process, people.
It will be...
I'm looking forward to buying my first watercolor notebook. Any advice?
My favorite is the Be Creative sketchbook. There's a link in my bio, but that's what I use for my travel journal. That's what I would recommend. And it is only a couple dollars more than, say, like a Canson or something. And it is, in my opinion, the best one around.
Do you want my advice on how to buy a notebook? Drive to the store and then open up every notebook and feel all the pages. I mean, stop at Starbucks, get a coffee, hot chocolate, feel all the pages. Don't spill on the pages, but feel all the pages. Enjoy the process of buying the notebook. Look at the spine, look at the back, think of how you're going to use it. I'm a little obsessed with notebooks, in case you haven't noticed. Kermito got Student of the Month.
Wow, congratulations,
Look at
Kermito.
you. Way to go, kid.
We're very proud of you.
Way to go. Can we get a close look at the paper? You know what? I don't know if we can. Can we?
Can you see that?
Yeah, that's actually good. We can see the bumps. There we go.
Let's see, I'm going to add.
There's a video on skin tone.
I'm just going to do this.
Ooh, Brett, there is a great book called The Westing Game. It's middle grade fiction. It's like a mystery. It's really good. It was a Caldecott winner, I think. But it's called The Westing Game. Really, really good book. Highly recommend. Intriguing story. Not super long, but good enough to sink your teeth into. Lula says, good Wednesday from the Tea Foundry household where we can't decide whether we have allergies or a cold. I hope you're having a fantastic morning. I'm so sorry. That's no fun. It's a good thing you have a lot of tea to get through it. No, Scott does not use and has not used metallic watercolors. He kind of puts them to the side.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of metallic or glittery paints.
Yeah. What brushes do you recommend for beginners?
The cheapest ones you can get. Anything that's got a good point to it. I'll get like the Winsor & Newton Cotman series or something like that is good. I'm using Utrecht right now. But yeah, I haven't found a benefit in spending a lot of money on paintbrushes. I haven't found anything that would make them worth it.
Autumn wants to know how many long form videos are you going to come out with per month? Once every week or two should be plenty for the algorithm.
No, I'm doing 3 to 5 a week if I can, but I'd like to just do 3 a week. Yeah. Monday, Wednesday, Friday if I can, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. We'll see. But right now, I think a lot of stuff that I'm going to be doing is maybe just the current stuff that I'm working on. I'm going to start a new series or 2, and then I'm also going to do basically take down my shorts, and that sounds weird. I'm
short videos.
Yeah, short videos, and then replace them with longer ones. Like I did with the eyes. You saw I redid the eyes. So just to spend a little more time on it, talk a little slower, and hopefully make it a little bit more educational or entertaining.
Do you ever do forced perspective, extreme foreshortening, or deep fisheye type art? Maybe back in the comic book days.
Yeah. I mean, I would do more comic booky stuff, not like MC Escher fisheye kind of things, but definitely more characters coming at you and stuff like that. I work from photo reference, so basically everything I do is based on what kind of good reference I could get.
I want to ask about using paints that contain cadmium. I'm planning to buy some Winsor & Newton gouache, and a lot of people, and even James Gurney, suggests cadmium, red, yellow, etc.
Cadmium is toxic. It's cancer causing. They have cadmium free paints. So if you're going to Winsor & Newton, they have cadmium free yellow and red and whatnot. And so just get the cadmium free. It's the same thing. I love James Gurney, but I just, if you're going to paint, you might as well paint with something that's not toxic.
Correct.
Yes, we don't want anybody to get sick.
And I can attest, Bethany has had lead poisoning from paint way back in college. You don't want to get sick because you like to paint. It's not a good idea. You said something about a book about gouache a few minutes ago. What was that again? And could you maybe tell me the title?
Oh, no. It was this is a cold press.
Oh, you painted in the hot press.
And I painted in gouache in the hot press because I like to paint in hot press. So I was sent 2 sketchbooks. One is cold press, one is hot press, and I painted in gouache or with gouache in the hot press one.
Yeah.
Sorry for the confusion.
What watercolor would you recommend if it wasn't Winsor & Newton?
I don't know. I really haven't tried any other professional brands.
Which one does Santa use?
Oh, Schminky.
Schminky, that's it. The Schminky watercolors. Yeah. I was thinking Sennelier, but that's a different company. We stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9 a.m. Central Time. Dark Roast Coffee says, I show your videos to my students and they honestly love you and your style. It motivates them so much. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I am honored.
The chat is on slow mode, and sometimes when Scott answers a question, I will be holding back some questions farther back in the chat so that we can get those questions answered because you guys ask really good questions. I have art block. What should I do?
What I do for art block is like in this case, I was like, it wasn't art block so much as, trying to come up with something to draw every day. I just go and find other people's art. I find other people's photographs, and I just draw it. You can completely copy someone else's work and learn from it. Like I said, it's whenever I use someone else's photographs or costumes or anything like that, I give them credit, and I say, I was inspired to do this. If for any reason a piece turns out really nice and I really like it, I will reach out to the photographer, artist, model, whatever, and I will ask for their permission to sell the original or sell prints, and I will offer to pay them a percentage. But for just making art, I mean, think about how much art I'm making every year. None of that, not none of that, but 10% of that is probably something I originally came up with and had the idea in my head and want to do. The rest of it is just me copying a photograph or copying something or going out somewhere and it's impossible for us to create that much, but we really need to be drawing as much as possible, painting as much as possible, and to do that we have to have some form of inspiration. So I will do a whole series on Harry Potter or the Lord of the Rings, or just so I don't have to think about what to draw, but it gives me something to draw. So I hope that helps. I mean, essentially, just draw whatever makes you happy. Give yourself, a sketchbook of animals, a sketchbook of your favorite movies or favorite musicians. I mean, look, I'm doing the 80s and 90s, and that stuff is just exercises for me to paint, for me to keep making art. Yeah. So don't worry about coming up with a great idea. Make art until you get an idea. So that way, when you get that idea, you've been painting every day. You've been painting, drawing, whatever, that to where you have the skills to implement it.
You can also get inspired at a museum or a park or the zoo or, botanical garden, lots of places. I'm going to blow through some questions here. Yes, we are supportive of everyone. I'm assuming you're asking specifically about the LGBTQ community, but yes, we are.
Yeah.
Scott does not do oils or acrylics. Bethany Primrose is our resident oil painter. Please don't call yourself not talented. I always get yelled at for that. I am not talented in the artistic sense, but I do like to write. I think everybody has talent. Scott uses Winsor & Newton watercolors. He never puts the brushes in his mouth. Please don't do that. Please don't do that.
I know this is going to not work, but I'm going to try because this thing is just...
Let's see. I know, me obsessed with sketchbooks. There are books on the website. Do they make cold press half-tone paper for watercolors? I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what half-tone paper is.
I have no idea.
Oh, darn. I just realized I missed this part. Hopefully there's enough here.
Oh, you know what? That's when you lifted up the paper to show us. You started that and you weren't doing that one.
And now I am...
There is a Winsor & Newton Cotman set that Scott would recommend. If you've got thick paper, watercolor should work.
Yeah, it's not thick paper. You want watercolor paper. You don't want to paint on like Bristol board or something like that. You want watercolor paper, 300 GSM if possible, but 180 would be fine.
300 GSM paper is really nice.
Yeah. Blow dryer.
Hold on. Okay, go ahead. Let's see. And Scott doesn't use the pan watercolors. He uses them from the tube. Aw. Aniro sent a nice tip and says thank you for being an inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
No, Scott doesn't drink coffee. He doesn't even like coffee.
I hate the smell of it.
Yeah. If I go and sit in a coffee shop, he'll come home and literally look at me and like turn his nose up and I have to go change. How many times has Scott painted his lovely partner? Too many.
There's a video on
Oh
that.
my gosh. He's been painting me since I was 19 years old. I'm 54.
She
Do the
is
math.
my muse.
Aw. I amuse you. That's the problem. Oh, gosh. Let's see. Why is the marker I need always at the bottom? Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
It's the same way. Why can you never find the ink that you want to use in your pen? Or why does your pen always run out of ink? Right when you're writing something really, like, I'm in the
Why
middle.
am I just going out of my lines so much?
You don't want to be boxed in today, baby.
Yeah.
Don't box me
Can't
in.
control me.
Yeah. I'm a rebel. Scott, I've never been able to keep my watercolor paper from warping. I use tape around the edges and Acuma, ACUMA, cold press 300 GSM 140 pound paper. Any tips?
My paper, I was using 600 GSM Arches paper, and it still warped, and the tape came up when I was doing the Centaur, the Dragon and Centaur piece.
you're not kidding.
It is just the nature of putting water onto paper. It's just the nature of it. You just do your best, and I think the other thing that kind of might help might be blow drying it. I'm not sure, because it keeps it, it gets rid of the water quicker. But just know that you're not alone. The other thing you could try, if you ever want to, is watercolor blocks.
Oh, you like those a lot.
Yeah, they're taped. They're basically glued down on all four sides.
Yeah.
And that might be something that might really help.
Do you have different art styles in different mediums?
Yeah, I do. Like my my style of watercolor is different than my style of gouache, which is different than my style of colored pencils and markers, and so yeah. But I think all of them have a little bit of the Art Nouveau influence, a little bit of the comic book influence.
Oh gosh, you can Google historical clothing references from the 1800s. That's easy. I mean, if you Google, you can find just about anything. Have you ever done paintings under a limited palette before? You guys always want to put them in a box. It's kind of
I've done it. I tend to try to do that with all of my art, in that like I go, okay, I'm going to use pink and teal are going to be the main colors, and purple, and I try to just do that, so that way her hair isn't one color, then her clothes are another color, and then this is a different color, and that's I try to keep them around the same thing. But I have, we did in college, we would get, you get white, red, and black, or blue, red, and black, or blue, white, and black.
But you don't force that on yourself.
I don't force it on myself, but those are just exercises to teach you value.
Yep. Yes, the mods are all of our friends in real life, and they're wonderful. We love them. We have a hello from Egypt.
Hello.
One of those precious countries I want to visit so desperately. Why do you prefer watercolor over other mediums?
I prefer watercolor mainly because it's very versatile for what I need. I can draw cars and airplanes and people and places and things so quickly and stylistically, because it just is something I've done it a lot. Whereas when I do gouache, I tend to be a little bit more realistic.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay. I think your gouache stuff looks more painterly to me because you use bigger brush strokes.
Painterly, but I'm just saying a little more realistic than I think this becomes. I think my watercolor stuff becomes a little more designy. And anyways, but it is what it is. You know, it's.
Yes, no puppy came home with us because it wasn't time. Pavo says, I believe that removing your short form videos is not too great of an idea. They work toward directing people toward your long form content, and they are already out there.
Yeah, you know, I deleted like my 10 biggest ones last night, and then I kind of decided to put them back today. But I got rid of the stuff that wasn't really relevant to my channel, like stuff like when I was first posting, I was painting TikTok friends and stuff like that.
Oh God,
and,
yeah.
you know, or I'm painting, you know, my subscribers on TikTok. So stuff like that, you know, I'm just trying to, I'd like for YouTube to stop seeing me as a shorts creator and start seeing me as a long form creator. I'd really like them to start seeing me as, you know, someone who's
value.
creating good content. You know, yeah, someone of value. But
yeah. Should I try and improve art with digital medium or traditional medium? I'm in art college, so I have a lot of traditional mediums.
Should you try to improve art?
Yeah, with digital medium or traditional medium.
I really, it's just a preference. The medium is irrelevant. You know,
What do you like to do?
yeah. What makes you happy?
Yeah. Do you like to paint? Do you like to... And just for those of you who don't know, Scott is an illustrator. His major in college was illustration. He has done illustration all of his life. What you see now is an amalgamation of all the things he's done over the years. That's what makes you who you are. And that, you know...
I was an animator too for years.
Yeah, you did that too.
Comic book artist.
Who's your favorite painter?
So Lawrence Alma Tadema.
Ugh. Gorgeous. We don't know what we're doing next. We have no idea.
I am planning on doing the 70s, but also I have an idea that I think I'd like to do for my next big piece. Do you remember I was showing some of the different ideas for the dragon, and one of them was called the Guild, and I was thinking of, instead of doing the one design that I had with the dragon behind those people, would be to kind of do like a horizontal with a whole bunch, like say maybe 20 different characters sitting, you know, like I was even thinking of making it Quincy's Tavern. You know, of doing like something like, you know, having just like a little sign that says Quincy's Tavern behind it or something. But I think something like that, where, because I've been asked to do, can you do, you know, like Tarians, which I think are like lichens, you know, like I can add characters, people's original characters, or, you know, just like, you know, hey, can you do half dwarf, half elf, you know, can you do this? And I could have a whole bunch of really interesting characters, you know, sitting together at, you know, like almost like they're posing for a photo.
Kim is here. Kim Diaz is here.
Hey, Kim.
How you doing, friend? If you guys haven't been in one of Kim's lives or seen his videos, you guys got to go check him out. He does amazing ink work. He blows Scott away. No offense. I love you so much.
Oh gosh, no.
I always like
right there with you.
I like to watch the two of you go head to head, because I'm always like, I don't watch you because I know you're just gonna struggle. But I'm always so curious because Kim will do like 3 or 4 ink monsters, and you'll just be sitting there struggling with this same one, and it's so funny to me that you struggle so much, and he's just like amazing. Anyway. That's the story of the last 31 years of our life. I like to watch him struggle. It's kind of funny. I want to see you squirm, babe.
Yeah.
Mythic Phoenix is here. How you doing, friend?
Hey, how are you?
Very long time no see. And Jamie Brown is here. If you guys haven't checked out, I know I'm going to shout everybody out today, but it's like, if you haven't seen some of the beautiful things that Mythic Phoenix makes, she's got an Etsy store, and she makes the most beautiful things, and she crochets, and she's got beautiful stickers, and anyway, she just does great stuff. I'm waxing poetic about her, but she does great stuff because I've bought a lot of it. Your video on hot press and cold press watercolor is not coming up. It's saying it's on private.
Oh, okay.
Is that one of the ones that you...
It might be, yeah.
Might have, maybe you accidentally did that. We'll check into that and see. Do either of you still struggle with imposter syndrome? How do you get past it?
Oh, yeah. Every day. I don't think you do get past it. I think what you do is you just learn to say, at least for me, is just, I don't think I'll ever feel like I'm as good as Kim Diaz home. No, just all of the people that I admire. But it shouldn't stop you from making art, is what it is. And I think we have to learn to accept our limitations, accept, like some people are just more talented naturally. Some people have a gift. Some people have just a style that just really clicks or something. But, I think that is something that we're all struggling with. And I try to talk about it as often as possible because I want to normalize it, because I think people see successful artists and think, oh, they don't feel that. And I think we all do.
Okay, Kim says, doing great, making dinner. Are you going to force me to draw in your new style next time?
Oh, gosh. I promise you, this is not my new style.
Sorry.
This was funny.
That's funny.
Something
Wait,
to
you
do.
do get to pick this time, don't you?
I don't know.
You guys, are you guys flipping a coin? Are you gonna throw down for who gets to do what next? Okay, this is a good question. Lizard Wizard says, let me try this again. Is it a good idea to keep a travel sketchbook for road trips? What would be good things to paint while traveling?
Honestly, I paint everything when I travel. I paint buildings. I paint
slices of pizza.
Yeah, the food that I'm eating. There's so many things you could paint. I think the thing is you might just want to just carry like a little sketchbook. Like I have a sketch wallet, which is just like a little tan sketchbook where you just work in 2 or 3 colors. You don't have to bring out paint, but you can just draw everything. It really depends on how much time you think you're going to have for things like that.
Yeah. You can also take pictures of things that you want to sketch and write yourself a little note and say, I want to sketch this beautiful building when I get back to the hotel, or when I get back to my, house, or when I get home, whatever it is, make a list of things you want to sketch, or you don't have to. I don't art that way, but I paste things in. Like I collect things while we're traveling, and I paste things in, and I write a lot about where we are. You can do it however you want. That's the awesome part. Okay, so somebody asked, and that triggered the next question. Somebody asked, what do you do in the beginning of a sketchbook?
I usually will do like a nicer piece to inspire me. So I'll just find, like, this was a statue in some church somewhere, and I colored it in, but I basically just copied it. Like I'll find a piece of art that inspires me, or I'll find a photograph that inspires me, and I'll do that. And that just kind of makes it fun for me to open up the page. And
okay, guys, we have a special listener with us this morning. Your mom is here.
Oh. Hey, Mom.
And she says, don't know how to do the chat thing, but tell Scott his drawing is lovely.
Thanks, Mom.
Love you, Mom. So cute.
My mom's out in California.
I think it's so cute. She's on the chat with us. She's trying to figure out the chat. I think it's adorable. It's cute. Love that. Love how supportive you are, Mom. It's so cute. How do you design these drawings for your lives without reference?
Oh, no, this is totally referenced.
Yeah.
So the this piece, I will show you the reference, but I purchased the reference. There's, a website called ArtStation, and you can buy photograph packs from artists. And
Be careful when you show that, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're still on screen.
yes, dear.
Thank you. Sometimes he picks his photo reference, guys, like literally 5 minutes before he goes live. If it's something like this where he's trying a sketchbook or something and he doesn't have like a project that he's doing, he will literally come down and pick it 5 minutes before the live. He's looking for things like days before, but it takes him, it takes a while and it has to
That's
click.
the photo that I used for the other one. And then the one for this one was actually an AI thing that somebody was trying to sell, who would pay money for AI, but what was that? So that's all. There are pieces like the Dragon and Centaur that you do mostly out of your head. And then there are pieces where you're just like, I don't have time to. I'm not like Kim where I could just draw everything out of my head. So I just find a photograph and I go, I'm going to paint this today. I'm going to paint that today. And I do what I can to make it my own. But I'm not planning on selling this stuff. Yeah, this is just practice. This is just something to do. And so if I was, I don't copy other people's art, so it's not like I'm going to go and find a painting by somebody and, one-to-one copy it, unless I'm doing like a study of the masters.
Yeah.
But
and even so, you do that in your style. You don't do it exactly as the masters would
exactly.
Yeah.
But the whole point is essentially that, I have to come up with something to draw or paint every single day. And to do that out of your head every day is tedious. And so I just find inspiration and copy it. And if it's something, like I said, if it's somebody's photograph, I'll purchase it. If it's something like I find online, I will ask permission. Go ahead, tell me what you're laughing about.
Kim says, I'm still writing a video about how I hate you for being so good at stuff. Imposter syndrome is real. I'm sorry, I was laughing in the background. That just cracked me up. I'm sorry.
It's so funny.
That was so hysterical.
I'm using Kim as the reason why I have imposter syndrome, and Kim's using me.
Yeah, it's fun. You guys are funny. So there's a couple of travel-related questions. When do you find time to draw during travel, and should you carry all of your art supplies in a sketchbook?
Yeah, I carry all of my art supplies in my Swiss medic bag. So, I think that video's still up.
Yeah.
And I don't always, I would say probably 80% of the time I don't get a chance to do my sketches or finish my paintings on location. And I want to change that. I want to spend more time. But for me, it's like, it's too crowded. It's too loud. It's too hot. It's too cold. It's too windy. It's raining. There's so many, or we got to go to the next thing. And so
it's usually that.
Yeah. But the thing is that I take photos and then I will go back to the hotel. Or sometimes I just wait until I get home, and finish those up.
We've talked about, though, hold on, let me mute you. We've talked about trying to set up our vacations when we can take them, so that we have more time for that, because that's something that we both really enjoy. And so, but he needs a space. So he needs a space that's a little bit bigger than one of those really tiny hotel desks, to spread out and put his paints out and get comfortable. And you guys know, like, you want a space where you can sort of, feel like you can do your art there. And they're all saying hi to your mom, which is just adorable. Cracks me up. We don't typically take a lot of pictures out the window of a car if we're driving somewhere.
Donna does all the time. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
we have so many pictures where Donna's reaching over as I'm driving.
They never come out well. They never do. I know. I need to just not do that.
Blow dryer.
Oops. Hold on. Okay, go ahead. I don't think you've ever answered this. Hey Scott, how can I make a piece with meaning?
How can you make a piece with meaning? I think a piece with meaning requires storytelling. There needs to be a story behind it. And I think a lot of that is taking the time to think about what kind of story that you want to tell. I did my first self-portrait when I was going through some tough times here. And I mean, I wasn't trying to tell a story, but I went in it saying I want to do something that kind of describes how I'm feeling right now. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what you're doing. You have to go into that piece with the knowledge of what's the story I'm trying to tell, what's the point that I'm trying to convey. And, so like this piece has no meaning. It's just me just literally copying a piece of AI art just so that way I could play around in a sketchbook. Mm-hmm. There's no meaning to it, and therefore it is in a lot of ways soulless. I think for me, like the Dragon and Centaur piece was called Alliance, and so there's this feeling of kind of like an uneasy alliance between a dragon and a centaur, and I think even just that little tidbit and the fact that I love dragons and centaurs and I've been drawing them since I was a little kid brought a little bit of meaning to it. When I did the Gothic vampire, we did a bunch of different sketches, and I said, well, what if she's walking past like her library, and it's kind of a little bit of an apothecary, and there's stuff on the thing, and it's moonlight and the lights so there was story, there was some thought that went behind it. There's no thought that went behind this piece. This is just, I'm just drawing just to draw. And so I think when you get a piece with meaning, it's because you intentionally decided to make something that told a story or implied a feeling or something like that. So it's just that preparation, I think. What time is it, honey?
It is, we have 6 minutes left.
Okay. Yeah. We are going to be leaving in about 6 minutes. So I'm not going to be able to 100% finish this because I got to do the background, but I think we got pretty far on it.
I like the colors you've chosen. I think it looks really nice.
Thanks.
Yeah. Devin has had problems with the white ink pens for highlights, picking up some of the colors underneath. Sometimes they do. The
Uniball Signo really does. It does on colored pencils. It doesn't on watercolor. So make sure that your watercolors are dry.
Either give it some time to dry or use a blow dryer.
Yeah.
How do you keep the brushes in shape? He doesn't.
I don't.
He doesn't clean them. He doesn't do anything with them. That's a Bethany question. Because no. Yeah, he doesn't. Oh boy. Mocha Rain asks, would you guys ever do a tour around America to paint landmarks like with a personal camper, maybe with a built-in studio?
We've talked about it.
You talked about it.
Yes, I've talked about it.
Not sure Donna would do camper well.
If I felt, we've seen most of America, I think, at this point. But if I think if I felt more comfortable, I'd like to do that with Europe.
Oh God, I don't know if we'd be comfortable driving across Europe. That would be the only thing.
Yeah.
Do you have a video or resource about using composition for narrative in your art?
Composition for narrative. I would look at the thumbnails. Thumbnails video. Thumbnails, yeah. Talks a little bit about that, but I don't know if I really went in depth. And those are one of those things that we can always redo those and talk about that a little more when I do like a long form video. So I'm trying to find, I think I just need to get here and do pencil sharpener.
Okay, where was that other question I was looking at? Hold on 1/2 a second. Yeah, the moving vehicle pictures. They are my inspiration reference for a piece in the future. Good for you. Usually mine involve a thumb or a finger or a lot of blurry things because I can't hold the camera still because we're in the car. Are you going to do anything in the middle of the circle in the background?
I don't think I am for expediency. I think I'll just give it just a color. But I think had I wanted to do something a little bit nicer, I would have done. Let me see, do I have? I mean, this is really a very similar. Do I have it with me?
Which one are you looking for, babe?
The one above you. No, I don't have it right here. This is almost identical to this piece that I did back in, what was that, 2013?
God, I don't know how long ago that one was.
You know, but
yeah,
you can kind of
2013.
see, you know, it's just, but you know, here and this is really clunky. I was still learning watercolors. So my watercolors were not very good. My inking was not very good. You could see it's just kind of just washy and gloopy. And,
is gloopy a technical term?
yes.
Okay.
And, you know, and like I did a little bit more detail here and then I kind of just faded out there. And so I still love this piece. It's hanging up in my office, you know, in the Hobbit hole. But if I was going to do this, I would probably, put a nice landscape or something back there. But this is just something just to do just for fun, just to try out the sketchbook. But,
okay, Selma asks, and I think this is a good question. I have a travel sketchbook that I recently started, and I have some early sketches that are just in pencil or ink. Do you think I should paint them as well or leave them be?
they're in the sketchbook.
Mm-hmm, they're in a travel sketchbook.
I think you know, one of the things you can do is leave stuff as a time capsule. Like me looking back at this painting and going, this is, you know, I would do this much better now if I was to do this.
Yeah.
But I think it's good to like, you can always say, I want to revisit it on a new piece of paper, but I wouldn't go back to an old sketchbook and rework it. I wouldn't do that. We have
Also,
to get
it's
going.
a progression of time, too.
Yeah. We got to go. We got our doctor's appointment.
We
so,
do.
But we will see you all on Friday. I may probably finish this up before Friday because there's really not that much left to do. So we'll
Are you kidding? You have to change the background 16 times.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
We love you.
We will see you on Friday. And bye, Mom. We love you.